The world is not fair. Even if you are honest, someone can still betray you. Even if you are very skilled, someone less qualified can still take your place. That is reality. But the people who understand this reality survive. And the ones who survive, they end up in control. There is a kind of power you cannot see, but everyone can feel it. This is called dark intelligence. It is created when people go through betrayal, shame, and failure. Some people break from it, but you choose to grow stronger from the pain. This kind of intelligence listens more, watches closely, stays quiet, and acts at the right time. While others are busy arguing, you are learning. While they are getting angry, you are thinking. While they are lost in emotions, you are planning ahead. Most people play simple games. You are about to learn a deeper game, like chess. But before we go deeper, let me make something clear. This knowledge is meant to protect you, not to destroy others. Use it to defend yourself, not to harm innocent people. The goal is to understand how the game works, not to become a bad person. Today, you will learn 8 psychological traits that separate survivors from victims, leaders from followers, and winners from losers. Now, I want you to type this in the comments. I choose to think smart, not react with emotions. Now let's begin and uncover the secrets that powerful people try to hide. Number 1, calculated opacity. You don't show everything about yourself. You only reveal what is needed. When people don't know the full story, they start guessing. And their imagination begins to control how they see you. As Machiavelli once said, people see what you appear to be, but only a few know who you truly are. Think about the most interesting people you know. They don't say everything. They leave some things unsaid. Sometimes, they answer questions with another question. Sometimes, they just smile instead of explaining. This is not about lying. It is about being smart in how you communicate. In most conversations, when someone asks a question, people feel they must explain everything. They talk about their plans, their fears, and their reasons. They think they are being honest and building trust. But instead, they are giving away their power. Smart people understand that a little mystery gives them influence. When you don't reveal everything, people become curious. Curiosity brings attention. Attention brings respect. And respect brings influence. For example, if someone asks about your weekend, most people say, "I will just stay at home and watch movies." That is clear, but also not memorable. Instead, you can say, "I have something important to handle," then change the topic. Can you see the difference? The first answer makes you predictable. The second answer makes you interesting. This does not mean you should hide everything or be rude. It simply means you choose what to share and when to share it. Successful people understand this very well. They say just enough to keep people interested, but not enough to lose their advantage. Your information is like money. Do not spend it all at once. When you practice this, people will listen to you more because they know you don't talk too much. Your words become more valuable because they are not common. Remember, the goal is not just to look mysterious. The goal is to stay in control of your story and your relationships. Number 2, adaptive persona. You are not the same with everyone. You adjust based on who you are talking to. People may think they know you, but they only know one side of you. Machiavelli once said that a leader should always appear kind, faithful, humane, honest, and respectful. This is not about being fake. It is about being effective. You already do this in your daily life. You talk differently to your parents than you do with your friends. You behave differently in an interview than at a party. You show different parts of yourself in different situations. Adaptive persona means you do this on purpose. Every person is different. They think differently, feel differently, and understand things in their own way. If you talk to everyone the same way, you will connect with some people and lose others. Smart people study who they are talking to and adjust. If someone likes facts, give them facts. If they are emotional, connect with their feelings. If they are practical, show them how things work. If they think big, show them the bigger picture. This is not manipulation. It is smart communication. Think of water. Water takes the shape of any container, but it is still water. In the same way, you adjust how you present yourself, but you remain true to your values. Many people think being real means acting the same everywhere. That is not true. Being real means staying true to yourself while expressing it in the best way for each situation. When you master this, you can connect with anyone. People feel comfortable with you because you understand them. This skill is very powerful in leadership, relationships, and negotiations. You are not forcing people to understand you. You are making it easy for them to connect with you. But be careful. Do not change so much that you lose yourself. Your values and principles should always stay the same. Only your expression should change. Strong people are like diamonds. They have many sides, but they are still one solid piece. Number 3, the principle of detachment. You are not controlled by relationships, emotions, or opinions. If you are not afraid to lose something, it cannot control you. If something cannot hold you, it cannot manipulate you. As Machiavelli once said, if you must choose between love and fear, it is safer to be feared than loved. Detachment is often misunderstood. People think it means being cold. It does not. It means being free. Many people are controlled by what they are afraid to lose. They stay in bad jobs because they are scared. They stay in bad relationships because they don't want to be alone. They try to please everyone because they want approval. This fear makes them weak. But when you are free from that fear, you become strong. This does not mean you should not care. It just means you should not be desperate. Imagine two people in a business deal. One person really needs the deal to work. The other person is okay even if it doesn't work out. The second person has more power because they are ready to walk away. Detachment gives you clear thinking. When you are not emotional about being right, you see things better. When you don't need approval, you make better choices. When you are not afraid to be alone, you choose better people. Here is the truth. The less you need something, the more likely you are to get it. Confident people are not confident because everything works out for them. They are confident because they know they will be okay no matter what happens. That is the power of detachment. This does not mean you should not care about your goals or people in your life. It just means you should not let your emotions control your decisions. Detachment also protects you from being manipulated. If someone tries to threaten you with something you are not afraid to lose, their threat becomes useless. The most dangerous person is the one who feels they have nothing to lose. But the most powerful person is the one who has goals but no fear. Start small. Do not try to win every argument. Do not try to please everyone. Do not expect everything to go exactly as planned. As you grow in this, people will respect you more. They will see that you cannot be easily controlled. And that brings respect. Remember, detachment is not about not caring. It is about caring without losing control. Number 4, silent leverage. You do not force things. You wait. When people make mistakes and become weak, your quiet presence becomes powerful. As Machiavelli once said, nothing great is achieved without risk. Most people think power is loud. They think power means shouting, making demands, and forcing people to obey. That is beginner level. Real power is quiet. Silent leverage is the ability to influence people without even speaking. It means you place yourself in a way that your presence alone changes what is happening. This is how it works. Instead of telling people what to do, you create situations where they naturally choose what benefits you. Instead of asking for respect, you become so useful that people respect you on their own. Instead of fighting for power, you make people give it to you willingly. Let's look at real examples. In conversations, silent leverage means knowing when to stay quiet. Many people don't like silence, so they rush to talk. And when they talk too much, they reveal things they didn't plan to say. But when you are comfortable with silence, you control the flow of the conversation. Next time someone asks you a hard question, don't answer immediately. Pause. Look at them calmly. Let the silence sit for a few seconds. Then speak. You will see how your answer feels more powerful. In negotiations, silent leverage means having other options, even if you don't say it. When people know you have options, they act differently. You don't need to threaten to leave. Just being willing to leave is enough. In relationships, silent leverage means adding value without asking for praise. When you keep making people's lives better, they naturally want you around. You don't need to beg for loyalty. You earn it through what you do. At work, silent leverage means becoming the person people rely on for solutions. You don't need to announce it. Just keep solving problems until everyone knows they can count on you. The key to silent leverage is patience. You are not looking for quick results. You are building influence over time. Most people want fast results. They want to see something happen immediately. But silent leverage is different. You plant seeds and give them time to grow. You invest your effort and wait for the results. This requires patience. You must be okay with waiting. You must trust that your actions will pay off later. When you master this, something interesting happens. People start coming to you for advice without you asking. They start looking for your approval without you demanding it. They begin to follow your lead without you telling them to. You become a quiet force that shapes what happens around you, even when no one notices. But there is something important to remember. You should never use silent leverage to harm people or trick them into bad decisions. The goal is to create situations where everyone benefits. The right way to use this is to guide people toward better choices for themselves and others. You are not deceiving them. You are helping them see clearly. And remember, silent leverage is not about doing nothing. You are still taking action. You are still making moves. You are just doing it quietly and wisely instead of loudly. You reflect people's deep needs and fears back to them. They feel like you understand them. And because of that, you gain influence. As Niccolò Machiavelli once said, people judge more by what they see than what they truly feel. Everyone sees your outside, but few know your true self. Psychological echo means becoming like a mirror. You reflect back what people need to see and hear. This is not about lying. It is about understanding people deeply and speaking in a smart way. People don't just buy ideas or follow advice for no reason. They are looking for solutions to their problems and ways to satisfy their desires. When you understand what they truly need and reflect it back to them, you become very valuable to them. Most people are bad at this because they focus on what they want to say instead of what others need to hear. Let's break it down. First, you must study human behavior. Everyone you meet is carrying hidden struggles, secret desires, and fears they don't talk about. Your job is to notice the signs. When someone talks about their job, they are also showing how they see themselves and what they worry about. When someone talks about relationships, they are revealing their emotional patterns and what they truly need. Most people listen so they can reply. You should listen so you can understand. Here is a simple way to think about it. Every person you meet is silently asking 3 questions: do you see me? Do you understand me? Do you value me? When your words and actions answer yes to these questions, you create a strong connection. Psychological echo means you reflect not just their words, but their meaning. You listen for the feeling behind what they say, the need behind their complaints, and the fear behind their anger. For example, if someone says, "I hate my job," most people will give advice right away. But if you listen deeper, you may notice they feel unappreciated, bored, or unsure about their future. A better response could be, "It sounds like you don't feel valued," or "It seems like you want something more challenging." See the difference? You are not rushing to fix the problem. You are showing that you understand them. This builds trust and influence. Also, try to reflect the positive side of what they are saying. If someone feels overwhelmed, you can point out their dedication. If they are frustrated, you can point out their desire to do things well. This works because people want to feel understood. When they feel seen, they trust you more and respect your opinion more. Now here is the powerful part. When you understand what someone truly wants or fears, you can present your ideas in a way that fits them. If someone values safety, talk about security. If they want recognition, talk about success and praise. If they value freedom, talk about choice and independence. You are not changing your message. You are changing how you present it so it connects with them. This is very powerful in leadership, business, parenting, and relationships. When people feel understood, they want to work with you and support you. But always use this in a good way. Truly care about people and help them get what they need. When used well, this builds strong and meaningful relationships. Number 6, ambiguous morality. You are not simply good or bad. You focus on getting things done the right way. Real power is not always simple. Sometimes it exists in the middle. As Niccolò Machiavelli said, "If you must choose, it is safer to be feared than loved." This idea is often misunderstood. So let's be clear. Ambiguous morality does not mean having no values. It does not mean doing anything you want. It does not mean hurting people to succeed. It means understanding that life is complex. Sometimes doing what looks right now can lead to bad results later. Sometimes being too nice allows bad behavior to continue. Sometimes protecting others means making hard decisions. Here is the truth. In real life, things are not always black and white. Let's look at an example. Imagine you are leading a team and one person keeps lying to clients and causing problems. Being nice might mean giving them another chance. But what about the rest of the team? What about the clients? What about the future of the business? Someone who understands this principle may decide to remove that person, even if it feels harsh. This is not cruelty. It is making a tough decision for the greater good. Another example. Someone asks you for advice about a relationship that is clearly harmful. Being nice might mean avoiding the truth. But real care may mean telling them the truth, even if it hurts at first. The main idea is this. Focus on results, not just appearances. Sometimes what looks good can lead to bad outcomes. And sometimes what looks harsh can lead to better outcomes for everyone. This way of thinking is different. Instead of asking, "How do I look like a good person?" you ask, "What decision will bring the best result for most people?" It also means taking responsibility for your decisions, even when they are hard or unpopular. But remember this. This is not about being selfish. It is not about choosing what benefits you alone. It is about making smart decisions that help the bigger picture, even when it is difficult. It also means knowing that different situations need different actions. What is wrong in one case may be necessary in another. For example, being fully honest may be best in close relationships, but in business, sometimes sharing information carefully is more effective. A person who understands this knows how to adjust based on the situation. But there is a risk. This idea can be abused to justify bad behavior. That is why you must have clear personal rules. Know what you will never do, no matter the situation. Set strong boundaries for yourself. Ask yourself, what are your non-negotiable values? What lines will you never cross? What results are you ready to take responsibility for? Within those limits, give yourself permission to be practical and strategic, even if others don't understand or approve. Remember, the goal isn't to be liked by everyone. The goal is to be effective and ethical in a world where simple answers don't always work. Number 7, controlled exposure. You don't show everything about yourself. The less people know, the more they fill in the blanks, and their assumptions often work in your favor. In today's world, where everyone overshares on social media, controlled exposure might seem old-fashioned. But it's actually stronger than ever. When everyone is broadcasting their lives, the person who shares strategically stands out. The person who keeps a little mystery becomes fascinating. Controlled exposure is about being intentional with your personal information. Not everyone needs to know everything about you. Choosing what to share and when strengthens relationships and increases influence. Here's why it works: humans are naturally curious. When we see something incomplete or mysterious, our brains try to fill in the gaps. This is called the curiosity gap, and it's a powerful psychological force. When you reveal things carefully, you make people more interested and attentive. Think about the most captivating people you know. They don't tell everything. They share enough to keep you interested but leave you wanting more. That's intentional, it's strategy. Practical examples. At work, be selective about which ideas you share and when. Don't reveal all your skills at once. Keep some knowledge in reserve to show value when it matters most. For example, instead of showing all your skills in the first week, reveal them gradually. People then see you as continuously improving, not someone who peaked early. Social situations. Don't tell your whole life story to everyone. Share personal details gradually as trust grows. This isn't being secretive or dishonest, it's being strategic. Negotiations. Don't reveal all your priorities and limits up front. Keep some information for later to use strategically. Remember, once information is out, you can't take it back. It's safer to share too little than too much. Timing also matters. The same information can have very different effects depending on when it's shared. For instance, revealing a skill early might look like bragging, but revealing it later, when it solves a problem, makes you seem helpful. Understand your audience. Different people need to know different things. Your close friends and family should know more than casual acquaintances. Your business partners should know different things than competitors. Employees should know different things than peers. This isn't being fake, it's being strategic and appropriate. Also, manage your digital footprint. Every post, comment, or photo online becomes part of your permanent record. People judge you based on this. Smart people carefully control how they appear online as part of their overall strategy. The goal of controlled exposure isn't mystery for the sake of mystery. It's about guiding how people perceive you, highlighting the parts of yourself that matter most, and avoiding being misjudged. Share enough to build real connections, but not so much that you lose your advantage. The most successful people strike this balance. They are open, genuine, and strategic about what and when they share. Number 8, outcome obsession. You're not here to win arguments or prove a point. You're here to get results. People who focus on outcomes don't waste time on games. As Niccolò Machiavelli said, promises matter in the past, but broken words are often necessary in the present. Outcome obsession is what separates amateurs from pros, dreamers from achievers, talkers from doers. Most people get distracted. They want to be right more than effective. They want to look good more than get results. They want to feel good about their process more than achieve their goals. Outcome obsession cuts through all that. When you're outcome obsessed, you ask different questions. Instead of how can I prove I'm right? You ask what result do I want? Instead of how can I look smart? You ask what actions will get the outcome I need. This changes everything. Arguments and disagreements, most people treat them like debates, trying to win, prove they're smarter, or catch someone in a mistake. But outcome-obsessed people ask, what do I actually want from this conversation? Maybe the goal is to change someone's behavior. Maybe it's to reach a compromise. Maybe it's to gather information. Once the outcome is clear, they act accordingly. Sometimes that means winning the argument. Often, it means something else entirely. For example, if your goal is to change someone's behavior, proving them wrong might make them more stubborn. A better approach is helping them arrive at the right conclusion themselves. If your goal is to maintain a relationship while solving a problem, being right may be less important than finding a solution everyone can accept. This applies everywhere. At work, outcome obsession means focusing on what moves the business forward, not what makes you look smart or important. It means choosing projects based on impact, not visibility. It means making choices based on what actually works, not on politics or personal preferences. In relationships, being outcome-focused means caring about the health and happiness of the relationship, not about who's right or wrong in every little argument. It means picking the battles that matter instead of reacting to every small irritation. In personal growth, it means judging your progress by real results, not just effort or intentions. It means being honest about what's working and what's not, even if it's uncomfortable. Here's where outcome focus really shines: it keeps you from confusing activity with achievement. Many people think being busy equals being productive, but that's not true. You can work super hard and still get nowhere. People who are outcome-obsessed constantly ask, is this actually moving me toward my goal, or am I just staying busy to avoid the harder but more important work? This leads to what I call strategic laziness. Outcome-focused people often seem to do less, but that's because they focus only on the 20% of actions that give 80% of the results. They aren't trying to work the hardest, they're trying to work the smartest. The same goes for learning and skill building. Instead of trying to learn everything, they focus only on the skills that will make the biggest impact. They ask, what's the minimum I need to learn to get the maximum results? This isn't laziness or cutting corners, it's being strategic and efficient. A quick warning: outcome obsession can be harmful if you ignore your values or relationships just to get results. The healthiest way is to stay outcome-focused within ethical boundaries. Your goals should include integrity, treating people well, and contributing positively. When these values are part of your definition of success, outcome obsession becomes a force for good. Another key part is flexibility. Most people get stuck on their plans, even when those plans aren't working. Outcome-focused people are attached to the goal, not the method. If one approach fails, they try another. If a strategy isn't working, they adjust. They're not stubborn about how they get results. They're stubborn about achieving the results themselves. This makes them adaptable and resilient. When circumstances change or new information comes in, they update their strategy. The ultimate goal is simple: be someone who actually gets things done, not just talks about it or looks busy. Over time, this reputation is incredibly valuable. When people know you deliver and achieve your goals, better opportunities, partnerships, and challenges naturally come to you. So, now you've learned the 8 traits of dark intelligence. But knowing them isn't enough, you have to practice them. Pick one trait that resonates with you and focus on it for the next 7 days. Don't try to master all 8 at once. Notice how people respond differently. Notice how you feel when you approach life with strategic intelligence instead of emotional reactions. But remember what we said at the start: this power comes with responsibility. Use it to protect yourself, not hurt others. Use it to create better outcomes for everyone, not just yourself. The world needs more strategically intelligent people, people who can see through manipulation and protect themselves and others. People who can handle complex situations and make choices that benefit the greater good. That's the true purpose of dark intelligence: not to manipulate others, but to become someone who cannot be manipulated. Not to gain power over people, but to gain power over yourself and your circumstances. The most dangerous person in a room is the one with nothing to lose. The most valuable person is the one who understands human psychology and uses it to improve everyone's life. Which kind of person do you want to be? If this video changed how you think about intelligence and power, hit like. For more content on psychology, strategy, and human behavior, subscribe and turn on notifications. Drop a comment and let me know. Which of these 8 traits do you see in the most successful people around you? And which one will you practice first? Remember, true intelligence isn't just being smart, it's being wise enough to use your intelligence for something bigger than yourself. Stay strategic, stay ethical, and stay powerful.